Guys, how are you? I just wanted to show you how you're going to use your new fancy tablets and barcode scanner here. Um, we'll get to go over these at the trade shows when I see all of you, but I just want to give you an overview so when you go out you kind of have an idea. So first, each one of you have your own tablet, your own barcode scanner, and I've already activated the scanner and the tablet to coordinate together. So all you're going to need to do when you get this, because this will turn off after a while, is you're going to hit the plus sign, you're going to hit this, the bottom down there. Now it's going to go connect, and then you'll see there it connected to the tablet. So right now, you see that red line, it's connected to this tablet right here. But then we need to connect to the MOS where you're going to be sending your orders through. Before you do that, you'll see on all your tablets here, you have a memo. In the memo, it will tell you where to go to access the website, and it'll have your username and password. And so you'll follow that, but what you'll need to do, that's in case you forget, because I did save it as a bookmark inside of Google Chrome here. So if we go into here, we'll open up the web browser, and then you'll go into your bookmarks. Sorry, I'm filming this and trying to do it. So you'll see there, you see bookmarks. So I'm going to hit bookmarks. And then there's two bookmarks I saved for you guys. It's the Pacific Silk website, which you can go to, or it's the Pacific Silk mobile order system, which we call the MOS. So we'll click on that. And what it's going to do is all these tablets are 4G. So you should have access wherever you go. And if you don't for some reason have access, what you'll need to do is write the order down and then transpose it here onto the MOS. So as you can see here, there's no draft orders here. If you had an order that you created and saved, it would be saved here, but there is none. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a create order right here. So you see the options there. You have completed orders where you see all your orders you completed, create orders and settings, log out, which you really won't need to bother. I'm going to log out here really fast, and then I'm going to show you, this is what the login will look like. This is Jim's tablet, so I already have his password and everything saved in there. So we'll click on this again. This would be if you were logged out and need to log back in or close out. I think periodically it's a good idea to completely refresh the tablet and close everything and then reopen. So you're back into here. Now you're with a customer. We're going to go into this and we're going to create new order. Okay, this is very important here. This field right here would be something we use if we're adding a new customer. But our current customers are going to be up top here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this, and you just have to wait a second because it'll just takes a second. It's pulling up all the customers. There you go. So for the test sake, I'm going to type in test, and it's going to pull up the Pacific Silk test customer. And what we'll need to do is we're going to need to make sure we have the customer's emails, and we're going to have to verify that we have their correct address there so that everything is exactly correct. Also, in order for it to come into Fishbowl, which is our inventory program, be careful changing any company names that you have up here, or if you do, you need to let us know so we can make that adjustment ourselves, and so that they sync together so it doesn't think it's a new customer. So there we have the customer. All the information's there, email, because this is what's going to give them their order copy, this email. Go into here, and we're ready to start. Now in the past, if you've seen when I've used this before, we have all the categories up here. So if you wanted to go to the GN categories, they would be here, and as if they were calling out a number here, let's say 1064, so you'd find 1064 right here, right? And it gives you options, A, B, C. You can do that. But the new version that is going to make your lives much easier is we're going to go to the order summary up here. So you can skip all this and go straight to here. And now you're going to have your ship to date. This is basically the summary of the order. Now we have no products in here yet, as you can see. So you have your shipping address, billing address, and we could always go into that and change that. For example, if you have a customer that has a different bill to address than a ship to, we can change that. Okay. So we're going to put in a ship to date up here. Let's just say it's at the end of the month, right here. I'll do that again. and then we are going to go. Now this is very important. This is how we're going to enter the order. Let me just do the payment terms right here while we're here. Alright, so here are our payment terms up here. Oops, sorry, hit that button. Trying to film this and be tricky. So you see the options there. Let's do net 60. Hit OK. Now we have for the scanner, everything here you see is barcode scanned. Has a barcode on it, right? So going forward, all your cards have barcodes on them so that the customer can use this, or you can, and you can scan this directly into the tablet, which is going to save you a lot of time. Right now, we have a default quantity of 2. So I'm going to turn this way so you can turn the side view. Okay. So we have a default quantity here of 2. We're going to keep it there. Now, the way the barcode scanner works, and you can, to get rid of this screen, you can just hit the back button and it will get rid of your keyboard. But this is very important. The way these work, wherever the cursor is blinking is where, when you scan something, is where it's going to put the number, the information from the barcode. Okay? So if it's not blinking and you start scanning, it's not going to put anything in here. Or if you put it in the quantity field here and start scanning, it's going to give you a problem because it's looking for quantity, not for what the design number on the barcode. So just remember that. So now this is the fun part. Now your customers have this, they have the gun here, the scanner, they can literally just go into here, scan it, boom, and look at this. It puts it right in there by category, has the price, has the quantity, very simple. So I'm going to go through a couple here, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to scan them each, boom, boom. That's how easy it is. They're literally going to be able to just go through and scan their own order. Now look at this right here. This is very important. See that up top there? So College Stripe 360 right here is saying this item is not found. So what that means is this is no longer in stock, or it's out for right now, and so it didn't put it in the system. But what's nice is it keeps it highlighted, so if you needed to keep going without stopping your order, let's say I go to another barcode, I go in here, boom. Okay, so 380 is missing too. I'm just grabbing ones that are not in stock, of course. These are all ones we probably don't have stock of, so there we go. So you keep scanning, and the next one, which is available, which was College Stripe 460, is right here, and it has a quantity of 2. So look at this. So you have your order, everything's right there. Very, very easy. And you are ready to basically send this order with just scanning there. And what's nice is you'll be able to update your cards based on this, because if you scan something that's not available, you can either mark the card as out so they don't scan it again, or if it's something we're getting back in, we could adjust it at a later date. So now in here, a lot of times people ask you to split ship. So we have that option. You hit the check mark. Let's say they want half of it for $731, and then the other half for $831. And then let's say they want a PO with that. We're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just click here and it'll get rid of that. We have the terms. If you want to add a note in here, and just to prove to you how the barcode scanner works, look at wherever that thing's blinking, I could just scan, and look what it does. It just puts the design number inside of there. So that's basically all the barcode scanner is doing, is putting that in there, making it very simple for you. So we're going to hit save for the note. So now we have a note. Okay. So we have our charges, everything's in here, and this is a very beautiful feature. You see up here, now our inventory is connected to our MOS. So from here, you can go check inventory. So this will go into our system here, and it will bring our inventory back to you. So look at this. It's telling you you've got 20 of GNH 17, 1363A, of 1364, 63A, 64A. Look at all the quantities we have. And if something was missing there, we would know, like, oh, we need to pull this off the MOS because it's not available. But you can see their order here they selected. Everything's available. So occasionally what I like to do is just go up to the top here and just save it just to be safe, right? Now if you wanted to not send this order, you can go back to the dashboard, and what it does is it takes you back to your draft order here. So this has not been sent. Here's the order number. Here is the bill to, ship to, the date, order date, the ship to date, and it just shows the first ship date. It doesn't show the split, and it shows the PO number there. So if you didn't wanted to wait to send it, you can do that. So you go back into continue, go back into order summary here, and now the order's still there, right? So now we're going to send this order, go into here, we are going to choose the rep, or the show, the location. So let's say we did this at the Chicago show, and let's say this was a Jim Melby order, or let's say Jim Melby wrote an order for Bartolotta or Thorne or Jeff. We're just going to keep it at this, so that person would get a notification. Go from there, and then from here, the order will get sent to Fishbowl, which is our inventory program, and it is just a great feature. So now we don't have to automatically enter in the orders. It'll go straight into our computer. Now there are some little issues, as always, with any software that can happen. And one of the softwares, as you can see right here, Jim would get a test email right away, and so would the customer. Whoever's email is on the order here, they will get an email. The office gets the order, and the sales rep that this is associated to will get the email. So you will have here, so if I go into here, if I go to completed orders, there it is up there. So look at all, these are all Jim's orders, these are all test orders or orders we've entered in ourselves. So you can always have access to all your orders here. And if you go back to draft orders, you'll see, like, oh, wait a minute, there's no draft orders. Well, you have nothing saved, you sent everything. Let me go back to here. Let's say hypothetically, you send an order, but for some reason the connection was bad or something went wrong and it didn't go to Fishbowl. You will get an error message that will say did not make it to Fishbowl, or if you get a perpetual refresh mode symbol in the middle of your screen, what you'll do is you'll go hit this force refresh up at the top here. That's what this is right here. Sorry. That's what this is up at the top. That's a force refresh. And that will force refresh the order. Now the order might not have made it to Fishbowl, so you'll need to go look into your order that you sent. And if you go into here, you'll see that there's no button that says resend to Fishbowl, which is good. That means it made it. Now, the beautiful thing about this program too, let's say you needed to edit or re-edit this order or recreate it or duplicate the order. We've got buttons here to do that. So let's say, for example, I go into here and look at it just automatically recreated the order, and look at, there's everything there. So if the customer wanted to add more designs, let's just go back into I'll go back into here, and now it's very important to add. I need to make sure I'm going to hit the back button to get the keyboard. I have to be in the blink cursor right there. So I'm going to go scan one of these here. Hopefully it's in stock. Yes, it is. That was Satin 890. There it is. We have it. And you know what? I'll even check the inventory. He wanted to add that just as a last minute thing, or he walked away, and yeah, we have 102 of that. So we're good there. So from here, we go back into here, do the same steps, choose the origin. We're going to say Chicago show. We're going to keep it as Melby. And we're going to send that through. Okay? So it's just something that's very easy. And I'm going to show you. This is, okay, so it worked. Sometimes if it doesn't work, then you would go and hit that force refresh. And I'm going to show you what an order looks like when it didn't go through Fishbowl. So you might have got an email confirmation, the customer got an email confirmation, but it didn't make it to us in Fishbowl, our inventory program, which is very, very important. So you go back into here, completed orders. I'm going to scroll down to an order I know we had some errors with. And this is when we were testing some stuff out. So go into here. So look at this. If you open the completed orders and then look and see here and you see that, resend to Fishbowl, that means the order made it to you, got to your email, made it to the customer, and you have the copy here, but it did not make it to us at the office. So all you're going to do is you're going to hit that resend button, and then you'll get a notification saying the order made it to Fishbowl. And that way you know you're good. So I think in the beginning it's going to be very important that we kind of keep track of our orders and maybe stay in contact with the office just to make sure everything gets through smoothly. So the nice thing about this whole program is it's going to change the way we enter orders. It's going to make us faster, more efficient, and you're going to see right away if you scan something that's not available, it's just going to say this item's not available. So we're not going to be even taking orders on stuff that's out of stock, which is great. And you'll be able to, as you watch them scan, you'll be able to see which ones are not available, and you could mark your cards accordingly as you need to. So you'll also be getting a call-out list, but it'll be a real easy way to mark your cards right there on the spot. And there's going to be some little issues here and there for sure, and we'll just have to work through that. Listen, the worst case scenario, it's going to be going back to the pen and paper and writing it down on the order pad, and then when we get back at night or in the hotel room, you're going to enter this in. You'll just enter it in manually. So go back up. Let's say something happened, your tablet battery's dead, you couldn't get the barcode scanner working, something was wrong. No problem. You go write it on paper, but you're going to need to send it to us through the MOS, right? So again, I don't want to start typing yet. I need to make sure I touch that, and there's going to be a little delay there to bring up, it's accessing our customers. I'm going to type in test again, right? So there's the test. So here's a customer. So this would be, now I take the handwritten order, and now I'm going to have to use the categories here, right? So I look at the order and I said, okay, 1020, they did A and D. Okay, they ordered, and so I'm just going through a hypothetical order. Now if you wanted to, this is a nice little feature up here. They have the default quantity. Let's say someone wanted these in ones instead of twos, then now everything that gets put in the system is going to be 1 if you manually entered. Okay, this would be the same principle up here. When you change the quantity here, that it's very important that you change the quantity to 2, whatever it is, but when you're done, you've got to take the cursor and you got to make sure it's blinking in there, and you just hit the back button and it'll make this disappear, right? So we can go back up to here again. I'm going to scan something here. I'm going to scan the red grid, and you're going to see here when I scan it what happens. Boom. See, successfully added. Alright. So now we have the grid 400 in there, and we are ready to go. So we could technically put the ship date in and send it. This is a nice feature too that's very important. You'll see the edit button here. When you go into edit, and we're working on some of the actions up here because they're not all function yet, but when you go into here, you'll be able to do stuff like this. Say, okay, I want to delete these two. He didn't want those anymore. You go up into here. Here are all your actions. I can take those two. I can copy selected items to a new order. I could move these selected items completely off this order onto a new order. I could delete these selected items, and then these buttons we're still working on, but it's going to be adjust cost of selected items, adjust quantities. Okay, so if you put them all in with the wrong quantity, there'll be a feature to let us select the ones we want to change from 1s to 2s or 2s to 5s, whatever you wanted. So this is very powerful. So let's say they said, I want these, let me go back to here, I want this whole category here, the GN, I want those to ship in 2 months from now, but I want these for now. Okay, so what we do is we just put the ship date for now, because we're going to move this to another order. Okay, so from here we're going to go in the actions because it's selected, and we are going to move selected to new order, hit OK, and then there you go. It brought me to the new order section. And again, please remember, and sometimes it's easier to do the new customer this way in this orientation, just gives you more screen. We don't want to be here, we want to be here, right? So we want to click on here, and it's just going to take a sec, and then there it is. So now we're going to, type in test. So now move that item to a new order. We put in who we want that item to go. It could be usually the same customer. We'll go into the order summary, and if you scroll down here, there is the Nicholson. So let's say they wanted that for the end of August. So you put in there end of August, and then from there you do the checkout process. So it's going to be very easy to move orders and items around and re-access orders, but there'll be some tricks and there'll be some errors, and as long as we have this order, we're okay. You know, we just want to be very careful in the beginning and figure out where we're going to find the bugs in the program. I've gone through a lot of them, but you know what? They always seem to pop up. Eventually, we'll have this thing ironclad, and it'll just be like a machine. So in the beginning, we just want to be careful. We want to make sure everything's being sent, and I'll be with you guys at most of the shows. So there's still some other features we're going to add, and there's things that aren't working that will be working, and that we're going to add to this that will make it very powerful. But I think overall, it's going to make everyone's lives a lot easier, and it's going to, I think the customers will really appreciate it. So when they get their orders, it's going to be professional, and we're going to be able to get to your orders much faster and get them done, processed, shipped, everything. It's going to change everything, including how long it takes you to write an order. So that's going to be great. So when you're done, what you want to do is you can disconnect this by just hitting this button at the bottom here, like that. And there you go. It will disconnect this and it turns it off. So now it's disconnected. And if you wanted to turn it back on again, and it will turn off. If you don't use this for a while, it will automatically turn off. So what you do is you press that, go like that, press the plus and hit the bottom, and then boom. Now it's reconnected. You just got to make sure your Bluetooth is always on. And so this has Wi-Fi capability. If you're somewhere and you want to use your Wi-Fi, that's great. I actually, if you have reception, I think the network is a little bit more reliable, because Wi-Fi, especially trade shows, they connect, disconnect, and so hopefully you'll find some good use with the 4G there, because it will save you from you know, losing connection. And like I said, if you don't have connection, you're going to write it down on a piece of paper or your order pad, and then you'll put it into the MOS when you have time to send it in. So call me and we can go over all the stuff, because I know there's going to be stuff, and but I'm really looking forward to getting your feedback on this and seeing what you think. Thanks, guys.